Hello. Okay, guys. Um, I am going to admit something right now. And if anybody watching this knows how to fix an issue, technological issue, please give me something in the comments. If you know me personally, send me a message, text me, or whatever. So, I had this whole video that I had recorded that I was feeling a bunch of emotion and was driving and needed to get it out. And it was pretty long and all over the place, disjointed. I watched it, and there's a lot of information in there, but it's all over the place because I'm just being in the moment and realizing that I'm talking to people who don't, some people that don't have a backstory. I'm hoping that at some point people are watching these videos who I have never met, and maybe the video is a year old or 2 years old and they're just finding it. So have no prior knowledge. To those of you who have known me and are supporting me and coming to the channel, even if it's just for a little bit, and know what's going on and have some background, uh, I apologize for the long windedness. But I had made a video after eating and resting and stuff like that. I just finished it. um, Trying to give some context and basically laying a little bit of foundation history about stuff so that when I shared that other video, there would be some context and some understanding. And I'm new to technological devices, and I had forgotten to turn my mic on because I got a mic to help. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of hiking type when I'm out on the trail, and I have had issues with a whole bunch of wind and sound noise and stuff like that. There may be one or two videos that are on here. I've lost a couple of videos too because I accidentally deleted, didn't upload correctly, and I'm learning. Um, so anyway, there was a whole video, way too long video, with that no audio. So I don't know if it's recoverable or not. So that's a plea for help. Now, I've taken 3 minutes telling you I made a boo-boo. If anybody knows how to fix it, that. So that last video of me giving some foundation and was supposed to be a synopsis was an hour. Can't do that anymore. I mean, I'm going to put it on here if I can recover the audio, but if I can't recover the audio, this is going to be the synopsis, and I am going to try to keep this less than half an hour. Okay. So there is a video that I'm going to upload that basically, that I recorded earlier, where I had a lot of aha moments and was very emotional, and just needed a way to get it out. And I had to drive, and I was using it as a way to basically journal. But the point of this channel is to document the process of what I'm going through, the changes that I am going through. I am, for those of you who don't know everything or only know parts of my history, and for those of you who knew nothing, and for those of you who want to know, I am changing careers and pivoting after 35 years as a respiratory therapist, specializing in infants, most recently with infants with congenital cardiac defects and working with critically ill patients who need to be on, in layman's term, heart-lung bypass machines over extended periods of time. I recently got the education and the experience and added that skill set, and loved it. I love it. I love what I do. I love taking care of children. I love children. And I did not make the decision because I hated my job or because I did not feel fulfilled. I made this decision. There were several factors that pushed me to the point to make what a lot of people consider a pretty drastic change. That culminated in making the decision. Those being, I was in financial crisis, and I was not. I was feeling very out of sync. I couldn't figure out why, because I had been doing a lot of personal growth, and actually became aware that of that feeling of not feeling authentic. And I had a realization and a growth spurt and realized that I wanted more. And if I wanted more, I was going to have, if I wanted more and if I wanted different, I was going to have to work and I was going to have to do something different, because I have always been a person who was the anchor. I was the roots. I have had the same phone number for 30 years. I've lived in the same house for 22 years. I've done the same job for 35 years. And I have been the caretaker for everyone, who need a magnet for those who need. The only person I really did not do a very good job of listening to and trying to nurture and take care of was myself. And once I started doing that and healing, I realized that I wanted something different. I wanted more time with my friends and family. I wanted to travel, and my particular skill set, very much hands-on. Loved it. I have no complaints at all about what I did. I loved it and very satisfying. It was very much a sacred honor. But it no longer fulfilled what I feel is my calling. I know I am meant to be a healer, of sorts, whether it's a literal healer of actual sick children, infants, people. As a respiratory therapist, I've taken care of everyone from brand new babies to, I have taken care of patients over 100, and have worked. I've been in management, I've been an educator, I have been a trainer, and I love love helping people. I love helping people. I love seeing people get better. And I love seeing people smile and feel good. And easing people's pain and easing people's stress. And the hospital, critical intensive care that I have done, I got to see it on a daily basis. I want to do more. And I want to be able to do it on a grander scale. And I want to be able to have time freedom and spend time with my family and friends and experience life, because I made some choices where I put my life on the back burner. And so now I'm focusing on that, kind of maybe ass backwards, but I think that's the way it was supposed to be. It seems to be. So, yay, 10 minutes, 11 minutes total. So that's the purpose of the channel, and that's some of my history. I want to be very authentic. Everything that you will see here on this channel is not going to be rehearsed initially, especially, but there's not going to be an agenda. It's just whatever I'm going through at the moment, whether it's a challenge, what's something new that I'm doing, what I'm learning, my obstacles, observations, rants. They're going to be random all over the place. It's also, for me, an opportunity to hopefully build a community, and ask for help and reach out to people that I may know that I don't know what they do. I may know someone socially, or someone from my past that I know, but I don't know. And you may have insights that can, or the missing piece to a puzzle that will help me grow. And you know what? There may be something I say or I'm experiencing that could be that have that similar effect. There may be something that was the puzzle, just that one piece that you needed to click. You may have gone through something similar and may be able to help me navigate some of the obstacles that I'm going to come up against. I am completely changing career paths in a field that I feel like a fish out of water. After 35 years, you can imagine I'm very comfortable in the healthcare arena, and know what my skills are and what I bring to the table. I know my value in that area, and I'm the new kid on the block here, I feel like, and it's all new to me. I don't know what I don't know, and I know I don't know a lot. So there's just exponential of what I don't know, but I love to learn, and I want your advice, and what works for me I'll keep, and what doesn't work for me I'll set aside, and maybe it'll work for somebody else. But I want to build a community where we feel comfortable and safe saying, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm feeling this, and I'm nervous, and anybody help me, you know? But where it's okay to say, I don't know. And if any of you are friends with me from Facebook and saw my video saying, please come over and check out this YouTube channel I'm starting, especially recently, know that I don't do a whole lot on social media unless it has a positive spin. I spend very little time on social media scrolling. I use it as a tool to help with things that are important and um, to um, use it as an opportunity to share some positivity. And I've also found that I could use it to ask for help. But it's very real. I don't like filters. I don't like, um, I don't, I just, I don't like wasting, I feel like I don't like spending a whole lot of time in a virtual. I like to be around. And so that's the other thing is it's a whole skill set and habit that I'm not used to being in front of my phone and recording and taking video. My phone is usually somewhere in a bag or in my car, downstairs, upstairs. And so that's something that I am learning I want to be balanced with that. So I'm just putting that out there. I want to have a purpose and I want there to be value for this. So it's, um, but I want to be real with you and I want you to be real with me. And I want to, what do you want to know? If you want to know, and if you don't, hey, you know what? The great thing is all you have to do is click the off button and not look. Um, so there's that. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail right now as because there could be as far as experiences, but there are, as all of us, we all have multiple contributing factors that have molded us into who we are. And we all have strengths and weaknesses. And I have been challenged a lot in a lot of different areas. And we can discuss them, especially as they come up. I'm going to quickly just kind of give a little bullet points of my history and what may come up from time to time. I have an extensive history in the medical field as a practitioner, specializing in children. I have firsthand experience and intimate knowledge of the umbrella of mental illness or chemical imbalance. I have been the caretaker for my mother, who is a rapid cycler, bipolar, has rapid cycle bipolar disorder. I have a sister who is bipolar with addiction issues. I have no children of my own and have never been married, but I raised my sister's children because of her addiction and her chemical imbalance. She was unable to raise her children. And so even though I have not had children or been married, I have been a parent and have been a single parent and taking care of that. I have a history of such childhood sexual abuse that was pretty rampant in my family. it was going on all around me. We all were good little, uh, we all were trained very well and kept it quiet. It was kind of like the elephant in the room type of thing. And so I have dealt with that. Um, because of some of that sexual abuse, I went through a lot of um, sexual identity and feeling safe in different types of relationships. And so I have had intimate long-term relationships with women. I have um, uh, a nephew um, who was born transgendered, not androgynous, um, or uh, but very clearly from a very young age identified as a sex other than the one he was assigned, and am extremely interested in um, genetics and um, biology and um, epigenetics. Um, because of that, I love nature and was raised very naturally on a farm by my grandparents who grew up in the Depression. And so I am a very firm believer in living all off of the earth and eating whole food and real food and only taking what you need and not letting anything go to waste. It's very important to me. And the earth that we live on is very important to me. Health and nutrition is very important to me. I have an extensive health history um, that has resulted in um, more than 13 surgeries that have limited me physically um, in and also how my body processes or can process food. I have had alterations to my digestive system that make nutrition um, challenging, and learning how to adapt. I have had a lot of physical ailments and injuries that, because of my extensive surgical history, where I could not avoid those things, I tried to do things that are um, based on strengthening, recovery, modifying, listening to your body for what it needs, both nutritionally and physically, paying attention. And I believe that um, once you know what your genetics are and what you need, how to stay balanced, that it is possible to do it all naturally through food or supplements through elements that are not synthetic. Um, I have been, I was raised what by society standards would be considered at the poverty line. And I have an extensive history, um, love hate relationship with religion. I was raised in what I now know is a cult. And so I have all some experience with that and growing out of that and um, rediscovering my connection with my higher power. Um, And I am learning how to love myself, and I'm learning how to be authentic and communicate um, with people who my desire is to have find a connection with people, and to find um, where those connections actually can unite us. I want to understand. I don't know if you notice. I want to say I worked really, really hard. It took me a lot of time to get that little banner. I know there are so many of you that are very tech savvy, but I am not. And I am so proud of the banner on the top of this channel. But at the bottom, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm so happy with the name. Someone helped me and it has such significant meaning. We can go into that at some time if you want to know. But the bottom of my banner is basically it is my mission and my biggest motivator for everything that I'm doing. And um, I've had different iterations of it, so forgive me if what I say is not exactly what's on the bottom of the page. But you know, I there um, I am seeking understanding of people to find a connection with people that come from other backgrounds and learn how to have compassion and be joyful for those differences and those connections and inspire people to love more. Um, there's a lot of things that go along with that are also important to me, but those are the 5 for me. Um, anybody who knows me knows I'm a touchy feely person and I cry a lot. But I will let you know with all of these changes and everything that are going on in my life and the growth. It has been over a year that I can say I have I have not cried tears of sadness or negative frustration in over a year. But I have cried more tears of joy and gratitude and just utter amazement at the beauty that surrounds me in the smallest details in the last year than I had in the first 40 years of my life. I feel like a child again. I feel renewed. I'm in the best physical health that I have been since I was 12, 13 years old. I have the same hope, curiosity, zest as I did when I was 12 years old. Everything is possibility, and I'm excited about everything around the corner. And I want to share that with you. I want to share my adventure with you. And so that's some of my history. And so the video that comes up was recorded earlier and it goes all over the place. Basically, I went through my own dungeons of despair, feeling very caged. I will say, uh, Brendon Burchard and his Growth Day program and high performance coaching and all of his techniques he was the life coach mentor that spoke to me. I want to encourage everyone who is looking to grow, find the person who speaks to you. It doesn't have to be Brendan. Doesn't Who speaks to me and connects with me may not connect with you. We all speak a little bit different language. And so find the one that speaks, somebody who speaks to you. That's one reason why I love Growth Day. And I have found so many inspiring people who speak to my heart just by finding Brendan, and I've grown so much. So you will hear a lot of reference because I am in his program. He is who I wanted to learn from, and he is the one who, he didn't start it, but he did not start this journey, but he damn sure added the jet fuel to my engine and inspired me, and now I'm off. There's no stopping me right now. I am highly motivated. And so there's some references to that. And if you have questions, I know that there is a way for me to if anything along the way you hear that sparks your interest, I will be adding links to Growth Day and some of his products, or some of his very free. He has so much free content and free coaching, and it doesn't cost. You don't have to spend the money. Spend money if you don't have it. Spend the time. It's worth it. But and I will also be sharing and referencing and pointing you into directions when I hear a presentation or a talk from other coaches, or a TED talk, or something that I find inspiring, or something that turned on a light for me. Maybe it's something that could help you or somebody that you know. And if you are truly seeking answers to questions, and you are in alignment with the things that you're asking, we can pray, we can ask, but it's kind of like Prince. If you want to find true love, you can't pray for it and then stay in your house waiting for Prince Charming to come knock on the door and say, I love you unconditionally forever and ever. You've got to go out and look and do the work and know what you're looking for. So I'm not going to say there's not work involved, but there I've found a lot of resources, and I'm also open. If you know resources, if I come up against an obstacle, I really, really am telling you now, please, I'm open to all suggestions on how I can grow faster, more efficiently. I don't believe I have to reinvent the wheel, and I'm learning how to ask for help. So, all that to say is that this is going to be a chronicle of the things I'm going through. And I appreciate your time, and I'm excited about the evolution of Lorraine, and where we're going, where I'm going, and everybody is welcome to jump on their path to growth. So that being said, there will be some editing of the video that was aired earlier this evening, and so it may not be uploaded by the time I let people know about this channel. But at least there's a little bit of context. So I love you guys. And remember, it is a wonderful life, as my page says, even if you don't know it yet, but we'll find out together.